Okay, so given that Mr. Chair, so kung doon tayo particular sa purchase of information, yan, ano-ano pong mga aktibidad yung na-cite ng OVP man or ng DepEd na kung saan kinailangan nilang gumastos for purchase of information using confidential funds?
Mr. Chair, marami po yung sinubmit ng BPSPG na list of activities ng information. And I think
Sige, Mr. Chair, like ano na lang pong mga...
Mainit na balita! Raul Manuel, nakisawsaw na naman! Raul Manuel, sinabing magnanakaw si VP Sara. Kaya naman COA, rumesbak na! Pero bago ang lahat, maaari kayong mag-subscribe para maging updated sa mga issue at bagong mga balita. Umarangkada na naman nga ang pagiging bastos ni Raul Manuel at harap-harapang ipinahiya ang COA patungkol sa confidential fund ng OVP at budget ng DepEd. Kaya naman COA, hindi na nakapagtimpi at nilampaso ang nagmamagaling na si Raul Manuel. Raul Manuel natameme sa kahihiyan. Narito ang buong detalye.
The Chair recognizes Congressman Manuel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Kong Mika. Mr. Chair, sa COA din po address yung mga tanong ko dahil ilang beses na na-mention yung pag-justify ng paggamit ng confidential funds through payment for purchase of information aside sa iba pang mga binanggit na dahilan kung saan daw ginastos. Mr. Chair, yung purchase of information, isa din siya dun sa mga lumitaw na may maraming mga acknowledgement receipts na kaduda-duda actually. Kaya Mr. Chair, ang tanong ko po sa COA, nung binanggit po ng OVP tsaka ng DepEd na may mga pinagamitan, may mga taong binayaran in exchange for the information that they provided di umano sa mga ahensya na ito. Mr. Chair, usually anong mga aktibidad po ito? Maliban doon sa na-mention na yung mga Youth Leadership Summit, para daw mangyari yun, ganyan. Ano pa yung ibang mga tipo ng aktibidad under OVP or DepEd?
Attorney Camora, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, yung kung ano po yung nasa accomplishment report nila, yun po yung activities na pinagkakagastosan nila nung pondo po.
So, ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, kasi yung sa OVP, for 2022, ito yung parang pahabol na nagastos in 11 days ng confidential funds. Ang activities po na ng OVP ay meron daw mga outreach program, merong mga pamahagi ng mga Christmas gifts, ganyan. Bahagi din po ba yon ng mga na-site na para maging successful ang mga yon, di umano ay kinailangan ng impormasyon, kaya gumamit ng confidential funds?
Pag sa purchase of information, Mr. Chair, hindi po required kasi yung evidence of success. Required siya pag sa payment ng rewards kasi it presupposes na there could be a separate payment for the purchase of information and then separate po ulit yung reward for the success because of that information purchase.
Okay, so given that, Mr. Chair, so kung doon tayo particular sa purchase of information, yan, ano-ano pong mga aktibidad yung na-cite ng OVP man or ng DepEd na kung saan kinailangan nilang gumastos for purchase of information using confidential funds?
Mr. Chair, marami po yung sinubmit ng BPSPG na list of activities ng information. And I think
Sige, Mr. Chair, like ano na lang pong mga tipo ng activity, kahit hindi po ma-enumerate, pero mabanggit po ano-ano yung mga kinds of activities na iyon.
Like mga specific activities po ito, Mr. Chair, like for example, Nights of Rizal Supreme Council noong December 15, consultation with Barangay Chairman ng Maynila ng December 17, and then
Sorry, Mr. Chair, pwede po paulit para lang po mas malinaw. Ano po yung una tsaka yung pangalawang nabanggit?
Yung una po, unahin ko na lang po dito based sa listahan. December 13, Department of Education, 2022 Partners Appreciation Night in Mandaluyong. And then December 15, Knights of Rizal Supreme Council, 60th Year of Institute in Baguio City, Youth Campaign on Patriotism. And then December 17, marami po itong activities, mga Christmas activities sa Tondo, consultation with barangay chairman ng Maynila, in Manila, pasasalamat and update meeting with Barangay Batasan Hills, Quezon City, mga halos ganito
Okay.
po. And then coordination meeting with Task Force Davao in Davao City, and then Christmas activity with SPED students in Davao City. Mga ganitong nature po.
Okay. Mr. Chair, how about yung 2023 for OVP?
At 2023, Mr. Chair, ongoing pa po yung audit, so hindi ko pa po nakita yung list ng activities po nila.
Okay. Mr. Chair, how about 2023 DepEd? Liban dun sa mga Youth Leadership Summit.
Yung sa Youth Leadership Summit, yung sa 5 certifications po yun. Pero hindi po yun yung activity ng DepEd.
Precisely, Mr. Chair, kaya gusto nating malaman, maliban doon, kasi lumitaw na dito sa committee na sinight yun ng DepEd, pero i-dispute din pala ng Philippine Army na gumastos yung DepEd for that. So, meron bang ibang mga DepEd activities na yun yung sinasite pa ng DepEd na ibang pinagamitan ng kanilang confidential funds?
Ito po yung based on their acknowledgement receipts. Meron po silang abuse prevention and control within schools, anti-extremism / terrorism programs, anti-illegal activities operations, counterinsurgency. Yun po. And then under each activity, yun na po yung payment of rewards, payment of information. Yun po yung content nung acknowledgement receipts nila and yung accomplishment report po.
Tapos meron din pong mga naka-attach na acknowledgement receipts para dun sa purchase of information para sa mga yun.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Mr. Chair, dun sa purchase of information, kasi bago pa man nag-grant ng confidential funds sa DepEd at sa OVP, edi nag-grant na sa iba pang mga ahensya. Tapos kapag purchase of information, edi parang wala namang niyang isang rate lang. So, Mr. Chair, usually, pag nakakarating na sa COA yung mga acknowledgement receipts or kung ano mang ebidensya, ano po ba yung range usually kapag merong mga nagpapasa ng ganong mga like proof na ginastos daw for purchase of information? Ano po yung kadalasang range kapag purchase of information yung pinagkagastusan?
Mr. Chair, iba-iba po kasi depende sa agency and depende sa budget nila.
So, Mr. Chair,
wala pong definite na masabi na this range to this range.
sige. So, kapag ganun, Mr. Chair, pwede din siya maging discretionary kasi ibig sabihin kung ano yung tansya ng mga officials na yun yung amount na necessary para ma-entice isang tao to provide information.
Part po nung cash advance na documents na sinasubmit nila is a physical and financial plan. So, somehow, dun sa PFP, na breakdown na po dun kung ano yung sa tingin nila pupuntahan nung pondo po.
Okay.
So, yun yung plan. And then, later on, yung accomplishment report is yung actual kung saan po nila na-spend yung pondo.
So yung plan, chine-check yun ng COA bago aprubahan na, sige, i-grant yung confidential funds for that agency.
Yes po. Sa cash advance po.
Okay. Thank you po dun sa mga sagot, Mr. Chair. Kasi kung ganun nga yung lumilitaw na parang madali pa lang mag-imbento ng proof of payment. Lalo na based dun sa mga pinakita kanina, meron pa mga visual na pagpapakita no, sa ating mga kababayan na kung merong kahit sinong opisyal, lalo na kapag nasa matataas talaga ng mga antas, kung dumating sa punto na gustong gamitin yung pera ng bayan para sa sariling interes o sa mga masasamang balak, ay madali talagang malusutan yung current na systems na meron tayo na supposedly ay dapat nga lalo kung nagbibigay ng confidential funds, ang assumption dyan ay merong kumpiyansa or confidence dun sa kung kanino o sa ang ahensya nag-grant ng pera. Pero it seems na lalo pa kung purchase of information yung isang madalas na i-cite, Mr. Chair, ay malaki yung room for discretion para magsabi lang halimbawa na okay, ganitong amount, bibigay ko sa ganitong tao kasi nagbigay siya ng information. Pero hindi rin, wala tayong sapat na batayan para masabi na naging effective na accomplish ng ganong mga purchase of information yung kanilang intent. And so to wrap up, Mr. Chair, lalo na I can really recall na noong 2022, doon pa lang nung formally na bahagi ng budget proposal ng OVP tsaka DepEd, yung confidential funds, ay ginagamit pa actually yung bahagi ng ating constituency, mga kabataan at mga bata, para i-protect di umano yung kanilang interest, i-defend yung kanilang welfare, protektahan daw sila mula sa mga gumagamit ng droga, child abusers, child exploiters. Pero as it seems, Mr. Chair, I don't think merong mga members ng committee who are actually convinced na naprotektahan natin yung mga bata at mga kabataan dahil sa pag-grant ng confidential funds both sa OVP tsaka sa DepEd. So, I really hope na maliban sa mapigilan na natin yung ganitong abuso sa confidential funds, yung mga hindi rin talaga nagpakita na katiwa-tiwala sila, no, sa paggamit ng pondo, dapat hindi na natin mahayaan na magkaroon ulit sila ng access sa ganitong pondo, lalo na pera ito ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Pinaghirapan, nagbabayad ng buwis para sa pinagbabudgetan ng Kongreso. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Congressman Manuel. The next interpolator is Congresswoman Mika Swansing.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Zia.
with the indulgence of Congresswoman Swansing, the permission, of course, of my lead colleague, I'd just like to make a manifestation, a quick manifestation, Mr. Chair.
What is your manifestation?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, well, apparently, I shared the disappointment of some of the members here. I, for one, want to ask questions, no, to certain individuals, invitees who apparently are not around. So I noticed we're hitting a roadblocks here, no, by their consistent refusal to attend these committee hearings. But then again, Mr. Chair, may I request perhaps to the chairman, I believe we have already sent an invitation to the DBM. Yes, and the questions that I have, Mr. Chair, is on the, not only on the utilization of the confidential funds, but as well as the manner by which these are being requested from DBM, how it was requested, when it was requested, Mr. Chair. So I believe, Mr. Chair, if with the indulgence of this committee, that I would also like to reiterate the invitation that we have sent already to DBM, particularly, Mr. Chair, on the Bureau on Budget Management, that's DASI, because I noticed the request from the OVP has been made through this office, and the correspondence between the OVP and the DBM is also between the Office of the Budget Management Bureau, DASI, and as well as the Budget Officer of the OVP. So if I may request, Mr. Chair, that by next time, we also send an invitation on this particular bureau under the office of the under the Department of Budget and Management, so that for this humble representation, should there be any non-attendance again of the individuals that we are requiring them to attend in the next committee hearing, I at least I have somebody to ask for clarification, Mr. Chair. So again, that would be my simple manifestation. I'd just like to put that on record, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Adjong. The COMSEC, please take note of the manifestation of Congressman Adjong.
Noted, Your Honor.
Congressman Mika, please proceed to your interpellation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, if with the indulgence of the chairman, I would like to move to a different topic. So throughout the hearing, we've been talking about the confidential funds and how the OVP has dispersed the confidential funds. But with the indulgence of the chairman, I would like to move to looking into the regular funds and the disbursement of the regular funds of the Office of the Vice President.
Please
Mr.
proceed.
Chair. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, if I may I request the COMSEC to please flash some slides. I prepared some slides to illustrate the figures in terms of the pattern of expenditure of the Office of the Vice President from the years 2021 to year 2025 as proposed in the National Expenditure Program. Mr. Chair, I would like to highlight a couple of things on this slide. Before I start, I would like to put some caveats. I was able to put figures in 2021 and 2022 based on the COA annual audit report. So these are reflective already, Mr. Chair, of the actual expenditures. For the years 2023 and 2024, we are still waiting for COA to release the annual audit reports. So I based the approximate of the expenditure on the amounts on the GAA, or the General Appropriations Act. And then for 2025, Mr. Chair, I based it off the proposal of the Office of the Vice President for the budget as reflected in the NEP, or the National Expenditure Program, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, before I proceed, I would like to pose a question to COA. COA, nagawa niyo na po ba yung annual audit report ng OVP for the year 2023? Kasi as per checking po, wala pa pong naka-upload sa COA website for 2023.
Ms. Sofia Gemora, you are recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to the publication for the 2023 annual audit reports, not only for the OVP but for all of the COA audit reports, duly transmitted to respective auditees or management. Our chair, in relation to the General Appropriations Act that was released for 2024, issued a memorandum that publication of the COA audit reports duly transmitted to the audited agencies will be uploaded by December 1 onwards, which publication will include the AAPC, or the status of action taken by the management on the audit observations therein or in the audit reports, and as well as the APMT, which concretized the validation or a report validating the action taken of the management on the audit observations on that year or on 2023 annual audit reports, ma'am. Your Honor.
Noted on that, Mr. Chair. In the absence of the COA report duly published by COA, Mr. Chair, we will stick for now to the values indicated in the GAA for the year 2023 and 2024. Mr. Chair, please allow me to make general comments on the patterns that I've seen from the year 2021 to 2025. Dalawa po siguro yung gusto ko pong puntuhin dito po sa ating obserbasyon. Yung una po, kumpara po sa amount na nagastos ng Office of the Vice President ng taong 2021 at 2022, makikita po natin na mas malaki po o di hamak na mas malaki yung expenditure po ng Office of the Vice President para po sa mga kategorya na ating pong inilatag dito po sa ating slide. Pangalawa, Mr. Chair, napakalaki po nung across the different years po, napakalaki nung pagtaas noong expenditure ng Office of the Vice President para po sa iba't ibang mga kategorya. So, Mr. Chair, I would like to highlight two observations. First, the expenditures seem to be a lot higher from the years 2023 and as proposed in 2025 as compared to the previous expenditures before 2022. And number two, there's the jump across the different years seems to be very, very substantial for the different categories highlighted, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, iisa-isahin ko po yung iba't ibang mga kategorya para po atin pong mahimay at mailatag yung ating pong mga obserbasyon. Yung una po, Mr. Chair, ay patungkol po sa travel expenses o traveling expenses ng Office of the Vice President. Makikita po natin dito na kung atin pong titignan yung notes to financial statements ng COA, ay dalawa po yung pwedeng maging kategorya para sa traveling expenses, local and foreign travel. Hindi po pa natin alam sa kasalukuyan yung breakdown nitong mga amounts na ito kasi hinihintay po natin yung COA audit report. Pero dito pa lang, Mr. Chair, makikita po natin na parang ang taas. Para po sa taong 2023, mula po sa 20 million ng taong 2022 at 10 million lamang noong taong 2021. Bigla pong tumaas yung traveling expenses ng OVP sa halos 60 million pesos bawat taon. At consistent po yun, taong 2024, 62.5 million at doon po sa proposal para sa 2025, nasa 62.5 million din. Dito po, Mr. Chair, nais ko po sanang tanungin yung COA. Meron po ba kayong ginagawang assessment or audit patungkol po sa nature of the travels? Tinitignan niyo po ba kung ito ba ay necessity? Necessary po ba ito to the fulfillment of the duties or the mandate of the Office of the Vice President? Tinitignan po ba natin kung reasonable yung gastusin sa bawat travel? Ano pong klaseng audit yung ginagawa po ng COA patungkol po sa traveling expenses, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, may I...
Yes, Mr. Tomawis, you're recognized.
Congressman Swansing, Mr. Chair, for the traveling expenses po, we base our audit on the Executive Order 77, wherein may mga prescribed rates po doon for the travel abroad and local travel, and may mga parameters and guidelines and procedures, and also we have also the documentary requirements ng COA wherein may mga requirements required to be submitted to substantiate or to validate yung mga travel expenses na na-incur ng agency.